It takes self-love to love yourself. So if you think that these external things or when you're there, you'll be happier, it's a lie, darling. It's a lie. Hi love, welcome back to my channel. My name is Helly and I am here to guide you to your dream reality. Okay, is that a good intro? If you have clicked on this video, it's because there is something in this video that is going to deliver a message to you that you truly need, especially if you have never seen me before and you just randomly clicked on this video. Girl, I've got something for you. Okay, so today is a little bit different. I post every Wednesday and Sunday, so make sure you come and check me out then. Wednesdays, we do a little manifestation courses, little classes, little chit chats. On Sundays, we like to do a little reset where we talk about intention, where we talk about setting ourselves up for a beautiful, lovely week. Okay, today is Sunday, so normally we would be doing our Sunday reset, but I lied when I said I post every single Wednesday and Sunday. Sometimes mental health comes first. So this Wednesday, I didn't get a video up. So I think today we're just going to chit chat. It's just going to be like a free flowing video. That might happen from time to time where I only upload once a week. So on those weeks, we're just going to kind of combine the Wednesday and the Sunday. And this is one of those weeks. So today I do want to chat with you guys about failure, because I think that a lot of people associate failure with like an end. Okay, failure is a very important part of the journey. The most successful people are the biggest failures. The people who have failed the most become the most successful. I bet you every single successful person that you know, the invention or the product or the whatever they did, whatever brought them to success, that probably was not the first thing that they tried. Okay, something that is in successful people is the ability to try and try and try and try and try and try again. Will Smith actually said, he calls it failing forward, which means when you freak up, when it doesn't work out, you need to learn everything you can from that so that you are still better off than you were before you ever even tried the thing that you failed at, okay? I want, by the end of this video, for you guys to seek failure. Kidding, but not kidding. There are so many things that you have experienced in this life that brought you to where you are now. And maybe those things didn't go the way that you wanted to, but you probably learned something from those experiences. I spoke a little bit about my online journey and like my whole social media of it all. Maybe I'll link the video in the description if I remember. However, I talked a lot about all of the failures that I experienced on that journey, all the times that I was like, this isn't working out, let me quit, let me walk away, let me do something else. However, in every single instance, I learned so much. Like when I started my YouTube channel, I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know how to have like the timing of it all. I didn't know any of that. I didn't know anything about content creation, period, right? So when I uploaded all of my videos and it was kind of like a flop, we're talking like 2017. It was like a flop, it was all this, it was not going where I wanted it to go, and it was a failure. However, in that experience, I learned so much, okay? So by the end of that journey, by the time I failed, it was like a new beginning with so much more knowledge. I know how to edit. I know how to upload. I know how to, the computer problems of it all. I know how to compress a video. I know how to utilize all the different editing softwares. I know how to work through like the tags and the captions and the titles and the things and all of that I learned back then so that this channel can become more successful. Okay. And I'm loving our little group right now. I know. Okay, y'all, this is me being very confident, very bold. You can take this energy and claim it for yourself. I give it to you. However, what I'm about to say is this channel is going to be huge. There are going to be so many people here learning from these messages. And also, let me stay focused. This channel is going to be huge. There's going to be so many people here every Wednesday and Sunday. We're going to have a cute little community in the comments. I know that for a fact. Don't know why I brought that up. Just felt like I needed to say that. So, also I forgot my train of thought. So basically what I was saying, I think, is that I learned so much through my failures that got me here to this point of success. Oh, right. That's what I'm saying. The numbers aren't there yet, but all of that I learned is what's going to make this become successful. It's going to make our community bigger and stronger. And that's actually what I live for. I literally cannot wait until the comment section is so many. And first of all, I'm always in the comments. Like I'll respond a book to your, like I will respond. But like, I can't wait until we have people who are like messaging in the comments and then somebody else comes in and delivers some message that is sent to them from the universe, blah, 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 blah. Because if you guys didn't already know, the universe sends us people that get us on our path. I had a comment on my Instagram the other day, and again, this video is going to be all over the place because there is no TV holding me down, guiding me, or any of that. So welcome to my ADHD. That one of my followers who's been following me for a minute commented on my Instagram and was like basically telling me that I inspire her to believe in herself. That's my goal. That's it. That's all. I just want you to believe in yourself. I want you to do more. I want you to become more. And that's kind of why I don't like teach manifestation. I more so preach manifestation, you know? But what I said to her was that, like, it's literally not me. It's not like I'm doing it. The universe brought you to me to witness what I'm putting out there so that you can get on track, believe in yourself more, because the universe knows that you have so much to offer. You have so much to give to the world that if you didn't see somebody like me putting myself out there, believing in myself, even when I have 100 people viewing my videos, I'm speaking as if I am talking to my huge community, because that's what it's going to be. If you didn't have anything going for you, if the universe didn't think that you had a big plan, you wouldn't be witnessing so many people believing in themselves and making their dreams come to life. That is supposed to be the inspiration to inspire you, because you have something to offer, You have something to offer. You have something so big, so grand, and maybe the idea isn't in you yet, but this is the groundwork for just truly believing in yourself, for just truly seeing like I can and will and should put myself out there. Okay. So, yeah, I'm very off track. Actually, I don't even think there is a track, so I'm on track. But I do want the main message of this video to be about failure, so that we stop fearing failure. We are failing forward. Okay. So I want to talk about some of the failures that I've experienced that have pushed me into positions that thank you, Jesus. You know what I mean? like the universe will make you fail if it gets you further along on your path. Okay. That's why Will Smith says fail forward. Okay. If you fail and then you're like, I quit, I'm done, that failure was for nothing. Okay. Now that's a real failure. Okay. But if you were to take that experience and say, okay, wow. So that I learned from that little moment, that wasn't the right choice, but this was the right choice, and that and this and this. So next time I'm going to take all of my good choices and add in what I learned from the bad choices and make more good choices. Okay. So for me, if you know, I used to be a stripper. I was working at this strip club. It was one of like the best clubs, most money, everything like that. Incredible. However, the management was borderline abusive towards me because I was bigger, and that's just a part of the industry. So they didn't treat me like human. They talked to me all types of crazy. They would like make a rule and then like change it and then yell at me about it and then do all this stuff. They were accusing me of doing things that I wasn't. It was horrible, right? However, I, in my mind, thought I have to be here because this is the best club. This is the most money. This is the best whatever. Until they like accused me of doing something. I didn't do it. They fired me. Actually they didn't fire me. I thought they were going to fire me. So I went and auditioned at other clubs and I got hired at another club, and it wasn't seen. It was actually had like this club had a bad reputation. Like it was like, there's no money there. There's no this there. Like I would have never gone to this club, but I was so broken down from the way that the last club was treating me. And I felt like such a failure. So I was like, let me go to this flop ass club where I belong because I'm a flop. And so I went to this club, auditioned, didn't even have to audition. They basically told me like, you're in. And at that club, I became a top earner and made way more money than I was making at the club that had a better reputation. Insane. The management treated me like a queen, treated me like a princess. I was not being micromanaged there anymore. They respected me. They trusted me. They knew that I was going to show up and do my job. They knew that they didn't have to be on me the whole time being like, don't do this, don't do that, blah, 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 blah. They knew that I knew how to, I wasn't like a drunk. I didn't, you know what I mean? They trusted me. They knew me. I made them money. And everything was fine. And had I not failed, basically felt like I was going to be kicked out of that last club, I wouldn't have gone to this new club. And from that entirety of that whole situation, I learned that it is so much more powerful to be in a space. It doesn't matter what everybody else thinks of this space. It's better to be in a space where you are supported and uplifted than to be in like the most prestigious place where you are being disrespected. There is no comparison between the two. I will never put myself in a prestigious room where everybody is disrespecting me and treating me like I'm replaceable, treating me like I'm not human. I will never stay in that room again. Okay? Learned so much through a failure. Okay. What else did I write down for failures that I've learned from? Oh my God, my failure of a relationship. I've spoken about this before where I manifested my soulmate, and literally 2 weeks before I left him, I was telling my friends, like, isn't it crazy that I'm gonna be the first one to be married out of all of our friends? Because if you know me, you know I'm always I like to be single. I am a single girl. That's where I thrive. She don't need no man. No, I'm just kidding. And so I was like, isn't that crazy? Like me married. And then I ended that relationship 2 weeks later. And I was holding on to it because I didn't want to feel like a failure, because I was like, oh my gosh, I need to hold on to this relationship. I've already told all my friends, like, we're going to get married. Everybody thinks that this relationship is great. All my followers online, they love him. They think he's incredible because I've made him look that way. And I had nowhere to like go. I didn't have a savings. I would have had to move back in with my parents. And that felt like such a failure. However, me leaving him and moving back in with my parents is the only reason why I have all of this, why I live in New York City, why I am like a retired stripper. Like, if I hadn't failed that relationship, if I hadn't failed and went home back to live with my parents when I was a little bit too old to be doing so, which there is no age, but I wouldn't be where I wouldn't have this. I wouldn't. Oh my God. I love it. I love my life, you guys. Don't get me started, because I love my life. And I wouldn't have it without being a freaking big failure. Okay. What else? Oh my God. And then when I moved to New York City, I moved here to work on a documentary with an old friend. We were gonna get a Netflix documentary and it was gonna be so great and blah, 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 blah. I was telling everybody, my mom was so excited. My mom was proud of me for the first time ever. Okay. Crazy. I know. She was proud of me. And I was very excited, and like my aunt knew, like everybody knew, and it was just like, oh my God, Helly's moving to the Big Apple to pursue her film dreams. I'd never had a dream of being in film, but like it was giving, right? I got here, I worked really hard on this documentary, I got pushed out of the project, and then the project was never picked up, and failure, flop, big ol' flop, right? It was really sad, because then I was like, oh shit, now I'm gonna have to strip forever. Because like when I moved here, I went back to stripping, and I was like paying my bills that way while I was working on this documentary. And so I was like, oh my God, now I'm gonna have to stay a stripper. I'm such a failure. I have no plan. Everything is so negative, blah, 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 right? And that was like that was like my thought process for a second. Like, that's natural, that's human. Sometimes we're like, frick, oh my God, I hate all of this. But if you think about it, just because the project wasn't picked up doesn't mean that I didn't learn so much about the film industry, about creating a pitch deck, about creating your own show. I learned so much, and I know down the line, I don't know when it's going to pop up, but all of that information was so necessary, because there's going to be a day when I am pitching my own show and I get to look back on the things that I learned during that era where I was working in film. And it didn't need to be picked up for it to be so important and necessary for my journey. Do you see what I mean? Like, the project doesn't need to go all the way to the end for it to be like successful, right? the success can be in what you learned while working on that project. It's called the law of compensation. I don't remember if I've spoken about that before. Let me actually just tell you exactly what they have the law written as, because sometimes I'll be saying stuff and I just want to make sure that I'm delivering the perfect the most accurate message. The law of compensation, that you will always be compensated for your effort and for your contribution, whatever it is, however much or however little. So that doesn't mean that sometimes that when you're working, that doesn't mean that you're always going to be compensated financially. There are things that you will learn that will then bring you, like you needed that information for something else down the line. Like me, like I needed to flop at being a YouTuber so that I could learn all of that information about editing and XYZ and uploading and doing all that. Not so that I could be the YouTuber and like a famous YouTuber that moved to LA like I wanted to be, but because that information was necessary for like right now. You know what I mean? And if you walk around thinking that you have to win everything or everything has to be successful all the way through to be successful, you're never going to be. Because like I told you, the most successful people have failed the most. And if failure stops you, just stop right now. Like don't even try. Why would you try? Because if failure is going to stop you, you're not going to go anywhere. Failure needs to be the tool and the driving force and the lesson and the education and the la 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 la. Okay? So if it's not a blessing, meaning like we didn't win, it didn't blah 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 blah, it's still a lesson. And that lesson is as important as the blessing. Okay, I actually have the best example for why more failure equals more success. Okay. When I was a baby stripper, when I first started, I was obviously intimidated to go talk to people. I didn't want to hear no. Like if somebody was like, no, thank you, I don't want to dance, or no, thank you, I don't, blah, 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 I don't want to give you my money. It would be embarrassing. I'm not used to this level of rejection. I'm not used to approaching men and like being like half naked and having them decide if they want to talk to me or not. So naturally, I was kind of like hiding off to the wall and like looking and like seeing if somebody was already looking at me so I could avoid rejection. And I wasn't making any money. Security literally came over to me and was like, hey, you making money over here? And I was like, no. And he was like, okay, so get out there. Go. Do it. And so then I was like, oh, okay. That makes sense. So I started talking to every single person. And if that meant that every single person rejected me, that meant every single person rejected me. What did happen? Obviously, not every single person is going to say no. Some people are going to say yes, but I was making 1,000 times more money talking to every person and hearing a ton of no's and very few yeses. Well, it wasn't a few yeses. There were a lot of yeses. But I made so much more money hearing no's than I did waiting for just yeses. You know what I mean? Me walking around talking to every single person in the club led to more success. Literally hearing more no's led to more success than me sitting off on the sidelines waiting for a yes. Waiting for a yes that you're going to wait forever. Okay? The yeses don't come to you. You go get those yeses. I think it was like Kris Jenner. If somebody says no, you're asking the wrong person. Failure is not a stop. Failure is a push. It's pushing you forward. It gives you so much more education. Okay? This summer, I was like, I'm going to have a summer love. It's going to be so great. Wow, I love it. So I met this guy, and because I was determined to have a summer love, I gave a man a chance that I probably wouldn't have. And so, yeah, it flopped. It failed. It was horrible. It was actually, I'm so embarrassed that I even gave that man a chance. However, that experience pushed me to invest so much in in myself. Like I can't even explain what that experience did for me. And I thought I was going into that experience and I was going to come out with love, but I came out with more lessons. Hallelujah. Lessons are as big as the blessings. I'll say it again. So I learned a lot, and now I'm like moving forward. My business is doing better. I'm doing better. And I know I didn't get the relationship out of it, but I got so much more. And the universe always knows what you need and what you want. Like, you might think like, oh my God, I want a man. And then they're going to give you that, but they're going to be like, I know you said you wanted a man, but I'm actually going to give you more self-love, more education on your business, more this, more that through that man. So it's going to be disguised as something you think you want, but Don't worry, I know what you want. So if I haven't emphasized how absolutely divine this world is, let me say it again. This world that we are living in, this experience that we are in is so divine. And I don't know why we have been told that it's like two-dimensional and like failure is this and there's a path and like bad is bad and good is good, and you know what I mean? Like, all of it is good, all of it is great, all of it is beautiful, all of it is guiding you to exactly who you need to be, who you are meant to be. And these experiences, oh my God, I wish that I could just smack anybody who went through some type of failure or some type of setback and then was like mad at themselves for it, instead of being like, thank you, universe, for this redirection, thank you, universe, for this blah 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 blah, because it's getting better every single day. Period. Okay. And you'll be able to realize that if you are not attached to the outcome, if you are not attached to like the specifics of things, if you're like, just give me the best and I'll accept it, and then you actually do wait for the best and accept that, you'll get the best and you'll be able to accept that. But if you were like, it needs to work out this way and it needs to be this and it needs to be that, and I'm so attached to this person being the one and acting right, and I'm so attached to this job bringing me fulfillment, and I'm so attached to that, leads to a lot of disappointment, okay? More disappointment than failure, more disappointment than putting yourself out there and failing, and then getting back up and failing again, and then getting back up and failing again. If you expect a specific thing to work a specific way, you are going to be so sad, okay? So when you see things are flopping, let it go. And be like, okay, cool. The flop is the lesson. What is in this that I can learn from? Or maybe you don't even know. A lot of the times, I've experienced things and they kind of like stuck in my mind, and maybe this is something that you can relate to too. I've experienced things and they've stuck out in my memory. Like, it's kind of one of those random fleeting thoughts that I get often. And I don't think about it. Like, I don't consciously think about it, but it's just like a part of my core memory, right? And then I experience something down the line that I'm like, wait, that core memory that always sticks out into my mind, it was the lesson for this. Like, it was the thing that was supposed to be plugged into this scenario. And then it's just like, oh my God, I get chills thinking about it, because the world is so divine. You will have an experience that is prepping you for something that is so far down the line that you can't even see it. Like, I know that I will be working in film. I know. And it's because I know the way the world works. I was prepped. I got those lessons when I was working in film. I got those lessons when I was developing projects. I have so much education that it wasn't used then on that project. That wasn't for me. The success of that project was not for me. What was for me is what I learned while working on that project. So do you see what I mean? Like, there are things that we are, like, the failures of today are the successes of tomorrow. The things that you think are bringing you down and ruining you and like all of this stuff, these are the building blocks for a more successful version of you. So when you are experiencing something that is so, and I'm not telling you to not be devastated when devastating things happen. When our heart is broken, feel that heartbreak. When we are grieving, go through that cycle. But what I am telling you is that maintain some optimism and understanding and trust in the universe that this is all a part of your greater story. The journey is the journey is the most beautiful part of it all. I know that in your mind, you think the end game, the point of success, when this happens, then I'll be happy. You won't. Surprise, you won't. If you're not happy now on this journey, you won't be happy at the end. Get happy on this journey. Work towards getting happy on this journey. Be grateful for every failure, every lesson, every blessing, everything. Okay, be grateful for it, because it is guiding you. It is bringing you. It is making you the person that is going. You aren't even the version of yourself that you are going to be when this success comes, whatever that success is. You're not that person yet. You have to experiencing all of these things to become that person. These lessons, these tribulations, these trials. This is what is creating that version of you. You're not her yet. You will be. You're becoming. But if you are only focused and only appreciative of that end game, of that future version, that's exactly what you will be. And when you become her, you're going to still be looking forward and be like, well, when that happens, how many times have you gotten what you wanted and you're not even grateful for it because you're still looking forward? Right. So it's almost like, okay, also think about this. When people are insecure in their body, they're not happy in their body, and they say, well, if I lost weight, I would be confident. If I lost weight, I would be happy. If I got my body done, I would be happy. You wake up with the same feeling that you went to sleep with. I got my body done 2019. For months and months and months and months, because I was on a waiting list, I fantasized how my life was going to change. I fantasized about how my feelings towards myself were going to change. I fantasized about how much better my life was going to get. I fantasized about how much love I was going to have for myself. I don't have it now because my body's not done. But as soon as my body's done, I'm going to love myself. Guess what? Woke up from surgery, did not love myself because I went to bed not loving myself. How you go to bed is how you wake up. It takes time to build that self-love. And actually, let me take that back. I don't know if it takes time, but it takes self-love to build self-love. It does not take external procedures. It does not take losing weight to love yourself. It takes self-love to love yourself. So if you think that these external things are when you're there, you'll be happier, it's a lie, darling. It's a lie. When I woke up $10,000 poorer with a new body, feeling like I got hit by a truck, and I also didn't have the self-confidence that I thought I could pay for, I was really depressed. I went on a 2-year depression. My body dysmorphia, 200 times worse. My insecurities, 5 trillion times worse. Because not only did I think that like my body's going to look good and I'm going to feel good, the reality hit me that no matter what, I'm going to hate myself. And then I was like, okay, it's internal. I need to fix within for me to love without. I don't know. But do you see what I mean? So if you are sitting here fantasizing about your future, that once I have 1 million followers, once I make this amount of money, once I have that I'll be happier. No, darling, it's never going to happen. You're never going to be happier. You have to be happy now. And that happens through making yourself happy, fulfilling yourself, right? Okay, being grateful is a great place to start, okay? Gratitude lists, ma'am. The journey has to feel beautiful for you to feel beautiful at the end. And you can feel beautiful by choosing that. By choosing, I'm going to pay. Sorry, the thoughts are coming in too fast and I can't say them fast enough. I am choosing to be happy on this journey. I am choosing to be grateful on this journey. You can have everything in the world. There are people who live on this planet who have everything. They lack nothing except for gratitude. And they are not happy because they are not grateful, because they don't have this inner feeling of, I have it. I feel good. I'm confident. So just because people have more than you doesn't mean they feel better than you. So stop telling yourself that when you have more, you will feel better. Start working on the inside right now, today. Okay, and I don't know where any of this is coming from or where this is going, but again, this video is me just channeling messages. So if that message was for you, girl, get on that self-love, okay? And I think for me, this channel is never going to be like, step 1 in manifestation, we're going to do this. And I've tried to like create courses and things like that, but that's not it. Like to me, that just feels so like misaligned with what this actually is. This is like a spiritual moment. This is us channeling a higher power that has the information that we don't, right? So that God knows where you're going. God knows how important you are. God knows how successful you're going to become. God knows what you need to hear. So like, that's what I want this to be. I want this to just be messages that you need to hear versus follow this step and do this and follow this step and do that, because that's not human. You know what I mean? I feel like we are all individuals. We all have lessons that we are learning. Our paths look so different. So if I were to say, do this, and this to have this, I can't say that, because your path is you and your interpretation is you. Your perspective is you. So I want you to just take the messages, the little glimpses that gave you a little chill down the spine, and say, thank you, universe, for utilizing Helly to bring me this message. Okay? And I think that is all I have to say. And I don't remember anything that I said. I literally just sit here and say stuff. and then I'm like, oh, I wonder what that video is about. And then I have to go back and I have to be like, okay, how am I going to even write a description for this video because I don't know what I said. Okay. But anyway, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of this family. We are growing every single day, and I love new faces. If you are new here, let me know. If you've been here, let me know. If you've never left a comment, you need to leave a comment, girl. We need to chit-chat. We need to get to know each other because we are family. In the club, we all fam. Okay. Well, I love you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys on Wednesday.